I know, chasing that dough, hitting that road, getting that money, man. All I know, loading that foe, kicking down doors, getting that money, man. We gon' make it money. We gon' take it grizzly. We gon' make it money. We gon' take it grizzly.
The next topic we're going to discuss on Boxing Bros is Teofimo Lopez shows a lack of sportsmanship. After the fight, in the post-fight interview, Teofimo Lopez interrupted, and he has some things to say. We'll show you a little bit before stopping and just letting you listen to the audio for copyright purposes. All right, let's take a brief look and a listen at what was said. Give me a second. Okay, here we go.
You got, hey, hell of a fighter, but I won tonight, man. Everybody know that. The referee raised my hand. I won tonight. I don't care what anybody says, yo. I won tonight. Hey, at the end of the day, I've been here. I've done that. I want to thank God. I want to thank everybody that came out tonight. Look, I ain't no sore loser. I take my wins like I take my losses. At the end of the day, man, I'm a true champion. I came out here. I did what I had to do. And I went out there and I did my best. Yo, I don't care what anybody says, man. I am as real as they come. And watch, this is the takeover, man. We don't stop. We keep coming. Yo, at the end of the day, man, I love you all. I won this fight.
Teofimo, you believed coming in that you were going to be able to end this fight early. You get knocked down in the first round. What was your mindset going back to the corner?
It's good. Good shot. All right. Time to wake up. Time to do the thing what I got to do. After that, man, it is what it is. It's boxing. But you know what, man? I know what it is. I know how these people work. Referee knew I won tonight. Everybody knew I won tonight. And I'm just thankful.
Did you believe this was a close fight going into those last two rounds?
No, I don't. I don't believe it was a close fight at all. I believe that at the end of it all, I scored 11-2. Well, 10-2.
You believed you won 10 of the 12 rounds?
Yes, I did.
George?
Listen, you got to move up, right? Because you're delusional, brother, all right? Listen, I got the belt. I won the fight. I want to kind of clear looking fights, but you know what? I give you respect. I came here. I gave you the respect in the ring, and I won the fight. I got the belts. Take it like a champ. Move on. We do it again in Australia. 80,000 people, me and you, brother. What a war we'll have in Australia. Let's do it again.
Teofimo, does doing it again in Australia appeal to you?
Right now, I'm gonna go back to the drawing board. I'm gonna spend time with my son. I haven't spent time with my boy in a long time. I mean, he was just born 11 days ago, and that's.
You don't want that rematch, son.
Hey, to everybody. I apologize in advance, man, to all those. I wanted to be the inspiration for all of them, for the new generation. And I still am, man. Everything happens for its reasons. I believe in God, man. I have faith in him. I ain't scared about this, and I ain't sad about this.
Teofimo, you have nothing to apologize for. That was a tremendous fight, one way or the other. But do you feel this should be your last fight at 135?
I've been feeling this for 2 years now, man. They've been draining me the whole time, man. It is what it is. Like I stood here when I should have just dropped the belts like everybody else did when they won all the belts, man. But no excuses, man. I don't want everybody to boo and shit like that, man. I come clean with this shit. At the end of the day, I love you all. Thank you to all my sponsors. Thank you to my endorsements. I appreciate you all. And this ain't the end of Teofimo Lopez. This is just the beginning.
Absolutely not, George. If Teofimo's not available, what do you want to do next?
All right. So you heard it there. Teofimo Lopez rushes Kambosos' interview to make those statements. And it shows a lack of sportsmanship. Trill Bill, what's your reaction to that?
The only lack of sportsmanship was the fact that he cut into his time. If he could have waited until Kambosos was done and then he went to him, then yeah. It's a lot of emotions. And Caden alluded to it in the previous segment. But a lot going on with this kid, you know, with his family. You got people using him for money. It's like, I'm gonna break it down so much from what I understood what was going on. It's like the poor kid, you know what I'm saying? Like he's taking care of everybody, you know, and when he needs them, they're not there. They're only there with their hands out, and this happens so much to young fighters, you know. They make it big, and everybody got their hands out, and it's fake love. And it hurts even worse because sometimes it's you want certain love from certain people, like certain family members. You know what I'm saying? And you see that all they want is money. You know, and that plays on them. Like G was also saying, he came in there very emotional. He was fighting very emotional. Even at the end of the fight, he's very emotional. So everything that he says, it was based off emotion, and everything that he got going on. He's even saying that people would making him would make this decision of staying at 135 when they knew it wasn't best for him. He talks about that. He talks about how he feels like he was backdoored. You know what I'm saying? He said, I know how these people are. Like, this is everything that I was alluding to in my conspiracy situation that I mentioned earlier. It's like when you feel like the world is against you and the world is on your back, the kid was just having, this is why I always say, give these kids time after a fight to collect their thoughts. Because he just, all the stuff this kid got outside the ring got going on, everything that, you know, happened with his family situation, then he just lost his first fight. He's only human. He's getting booed. We became so dehumanized. We just want to just jump on everybody. That's the compassion. Everything just goes out the window. This kid's a warrior. He just got other things going on. Nah, I think to him cutting off Kambosos, I think that was just bad timing. That could be used as bad sportsmanship. Everything you say, he felt like he was pressing the fight and bringing the fight. You know, he thought that he should be awarded like Caden was saying earlier. He thought he should be afforded the victory. You know, in the post fight. If not that, a draw, because you got to take the belt from the champion. But I'm not mad at the kid. I'm not mad at him. And everybody got to stop nitpicking, and everybody got to stop. Because what if it was you? He just put his heart out he just put his heart out there. He just fought, busted up and everything. Got his first loss. It's going to be very emotional. Got things going on the outside. Man, this is crazy. He couldn't even be there for his son. He just had a brand new baby. You know how emotional. I'm done. go ahead. But yeah, y'all get where I'm going with that. It's just crazy. But yeah, I mean, he'll be back.
All right, Conspiracy G.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying, Trill. I see it from the other side. Like, that was poor sportsmanship. And to me, saying like he did it, well, Figueroa did the same thing Lopez did last night. Both of them cut dudes off while they're talking. Remember, Kambosos was talking about his dead grandpops, bro. Like, he was literally emotional, talking about how much this fight meant for his family, dedicating it to his grandpops, and then Teofimo just shows up. Yo, you didn't win that fight, blah, blah, blah. Yo, I won 10 rounds. You only won 2. I'm like, fam, what?
Yo, and real quick, G, you made a great point that I felt like was being overlooked. Kambosos had to overcome a lot, too.
Thank you.
He had a lot going on with him, too, to win that fight. So,
to me, that was...
And I don't want to add, too, before you go on, they called Teofimo Lopez over there to do his interview. Just wanted to put that out there. Like, he just didn't rush him. They called him over there, and he just started talking.
Well, I think Teofimo should have did what his dad did. Left. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that was horrible. That was horrible.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Because I felt like that's worse. You know, like, I was like, where's his dad at? And I was like, nah, that's
that's what I said. We're gonna get into that.
I think what he did at that moment was worse to me, because it's like, yo, give Kambosos his moment, bro. Like, he just beat you. I understand you're emotional right now, but give that man his victory.
Yeah, I agree with that.
To me, that was like a sour moment on Teofimo's legacy. It's just like, bro, you didn't have to do that, right? And then on top of that, this is where I'm like, you know what? I don't really respect what Teo did at all. Kambosos was like, all right, bro, you know what? It was a close fight. Let's run it back. Let's run it back in Australia. And how my man Lopez responded? Y'all got to kiss my son, bro. I don't know. Come on, fam. Like, you don't want the rematch. So why go and interrupt the dude and doing all that, making all that scenes when you know you don't even want to be in the division? Just be like, you know what? The better man won, yada, 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 and keep it pushing. Or even if you did feel like, yo, I felt like I won that. at least wait until Kambosos is done before you pull that Kanye moment. And that to me is just like, it was too much. It was just too much. And it's like, yo, brothers got to learn to take an L. That was just poor. You know what I mean? And I'm happy that the audience, his New York fans booed him. I'm like, because he needed to hear that to realize, like, bro, you're real. And Kambosos said this. He's like, you're a bit emotional right now, right? So even Kambosos was giving him the pass, like, you're emotional. I understand. I get it. But now
he understands.
The audience was like, nah, yo, boo. And instead of him going like, damn, you know what? I'm looking crazy in these streets. He goes, yo, I don't want y'all to boo. I'll be back. I'm like, yo, fam, you should have just said that when they called you after the Kambosos moment. You know what I mean? So I just didn't respect that at all, man. You know, and I understand, yo, you just took an L, you just lost all your belts. I get all of that. But yo, this is the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, when AJ lost all his belts, you didn't see AJ acting foolish like this. You know what I mean? So, and I don't know, man. I expected more from Teofimo Lopez, man. I didn't like it at all, to be honest.
TBE.
All right. I don't like to come for fighters after, like, right after a fight, because, you know, they've been
remember that dude? I forgot the Japanese brother that was boxing. They were like, look at his back. I was like, look at
yo, I know that. What was it? His name was oh man, it'll come to me, but
I see that.
Yeah, they were talking about his back, and that's when I was like, yo, they talking like that the TV.
Listen, they know if you know, you know. That's all. But
what his name like?
You know a sexy back. You know a sexy back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't like to I don't like to come for a fighter. Unless after a fight, you know, your face is Teofimo's face is hurting, his brain is spinning. He's been through he went through some punishment, and you know the emotions is high and everything. You know, and for me to say this, Teo, your beef is not with Kambosos. It's not with the ref. It's with the announcer. David Diamante pulled a fake. He said, and still undefeated. That's when the ref raised your hand and realized it still undefeated and new, and raised Kambosos' hand. He faked you out. So that's where the messed up happened. And your beef is David Diamante. I swear on everything. That's where your beef lies. Because he faked the ref, he faked you, and he faked Kambosos. Because everybody was like, what the heck is going on? And then they was like, oh, this is the real champion right here. He pulled a Steve Harvey.
I get what you're saying, Dan.
He pulled a Steve Harvey.
I get what you're saying, Dan.
And he purposely did this.
Now I gotta walk.
He's right.
He's right. He's right, because when he said in still and undefeated, he put up Lopez's hand, not knowing that Kambosos is undefeated as well.
Yeah.
So that's not.
Let's be real. Let's be real. And still undefeated is not a thing. I've never heard in a championship fight them announce and still undefeated. In my life, I've never heard it. Like you just say and still champion or and the new. You already know the two words that in the title fight that the challenger's looking to hear and the champion's looking to hear. The champion's looking to hear and still, and the challenger's looking to hear and the new. So that's 3 words there. And the new.
That's right.
For the champion and still. So soon as he said and still, you already know what it is, bro.
Exactly.
You already know what it is.
Well, I'm saying this.
Shout out to TBE for picking that up, and that was good stuff. That was good stuff, TBE. You know what I'm saying?
So the beef was with the announcer, and that's very unprofessional because that could have broken how the fight break out in the ring, in the audience, everybody, because emotions is high. When you get robbed, when you feel you're robbed, there's no justifying the robbery, you know. But I put all the blame on David Diamante for that, because that was a slip up, not a slip up. He purposely did that to rub it in because he works for the zone. And I don't know who told him to say it, but he
I don't know
did
about
it
all
because he
that.
knew the winner. He knew the winner. He's announcing the winner. They don't tell him how to announce it, but he said it, and still undefeated, and new unified champion of.
He didn't even say like that. He was like, and still
undefeated.
So he knew, like, when you say and still, you already know what that means.
Exactly.
Purposely.
You know what I'm saying? And then that's what I'm saying. And then the zone called, it was bad. They called Teofimo Lopez over there. I seen dude wave Teofimo Lopez over there. That's where he walked over there to do the interview. I think it was bad timing. He shouldn't have cut him off, but the emotions is running high. It was just bad all around. They got to get the placement and everything ready. But shout out to TB for catching that.
All right, Ned. You still on?
Yeah, no, I'm good. That's all I had to say, yo, David. You a jerk for that one, man. You a big jerk. You should never did that. That was very wrong. I think they should call for your blazer after this.
With the slam dunk.
Yo, Ned got a vendetta against that dude. I forget what Ned was saying that happened when he was at the fight with that dude.
Yeah,
Ned got beat.
He wants his job.
Yeah, I was like, yo, can I take a picture? He just ice grilled me, man. So I'm like, I'm all set on it.
So Ned got it out for him.
Ned, you know what it was? He was jealous of your locks, bro. That's all it is.
Yeah, yo, man, they
natural. TBE, baby. You know what I'm saying?
He was jealous of you, Ned.
What's that? The toupee? Is that what it's called? I be seeing he got the little toupee up top. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm jealous of your hairline, fam.
Yeah, wait. What's his name again, Ned? What's his name again, Ned?
David Diamante.
Yeah.
Yo, David Diamante, leave my bro Ned alone, man.
All right. Yeah. So check it out. I think you're on to something, Ned, and it's not off. He went from thinking he won to learning that he lost. And there was confusion with that. And you look at, like, most recently, what I can think of in my head is Gabe Rosado and Daniel Jacobs. When they kind of botched the announcement there, and Gabe was frustrated. But Gabe has a history of being frustrated at the end of fights anyway. But the point is, it's very important to make sure that your announcement is crisp and you get it right, because that can add to the emotional state. Particularly in this fight, where, as Trill pointed out, it could give the appearance that there was shady, funny business going on. Eddie Hearn is locked into a contract with Devin Haney, the guy who runs around saying that he's the WBC champion, and they've been trying to make the fight with Devin. No matter how you slice the pie, this was a close fight. Either guy winning, I'm okay with it, but it was a close fight. And of course, in Tio's mind, every fighter in their mind, they won. Because all they keep thinking about is the punches they landed. They keep thinking about what they did. They're not, and even the most objective fighter will say, okay, at least I got to go home and watch the fight. Right? But I feel like I won. So in his mind, he won. In his mind, the announcer said, and still, and then somehow it ends up going to this guy. So he feels like it's funny business. That's why when he goes over here, he said, I know how they do. Because he feels like it's shady business that just took place in that ring. Even with all that being said, I don't think he should have interrupted Kambosos. Even if they called him over, he should have waited until Kambosos was done. I mean, I say this a lot. We place so much emphasis on fighters, and we expect the fighters to be perfect. But who was it? Chris Mannix in the ring? Yeah. He should have been better. He should have been better too. It goes hand in hand. You know it was just a close fight. Fighters are frustrated. Everything, and you just let the dude grab the mic like that. I've seen Jim Gray literally fight for the mic back and be like, "I'm gonna get to you. I'm going to get to you. Let him have his moment. Let him have his moment." You feel me? Like, Maddox just got bullied. Like, Tio was like, give me that mic or whatever, and he just let him come in on the interview.
Oh, yeah, but he gave him the mic. You know what I'm saying? Like, it made me go back and look. He never snatched the mic. Chris Maddox is holding the mic the whole time.
I'm not saying that he pulled the mic to him. That's
Yeah,
snatching the mic, bro. Mannix didn't just say when Tio walked over.
Yeah,
Like,
but I
hey,
know I
no,
was
he
agreeing with what you
he
said.
pulled the mic.
I was agreeing with you said. Though. Chris
Yeah.
Mannix could have did more.
Yeah.
Chris Mannix could have did more. He just
he just stood there like with the mic there. He could have said, "Hold on, Tio. Hold on,
As
Tio.
soon
I'm
as
gonna
he
give
came
you your
over,
time.
he
I'm
conceded.
gonna give you your time.
You know what I'm
Let's
saying?
let him have his time real quick." He could have did something like that. He didn't do that. He just let Tio keep talking, and that's what I'm getting at. If you want to hold everyone accountable, hold everyone accountable. But for me, I do feel like Tio showed bad sportsmanship, not just in the sense of him taking a mic, but the way he addressed it, like, oh, I won, and I won the majority of the rounds, and this and that, and it was no like, respect for George Kambosos. It's like I won 10 of the rounds. No, you didn't. You know what I'm saying? You didn't win 10 rounds, buddy. So, and like I said, I like Teofimo Lopez. I think he's a great fighter. But he didn't win 10 of the rounds. It was a close fight. It could have gone either way. And the way to handle that is like, look, I didn't get the decision. I feel like I won. I'm upset I didn't get the decision. I believe like I done enough. I did enough. You know how it is. I'm crossing promotional companies. I don't know if that played a role. They said in still, and then all of a sudden they say this. But of course, I don't expect fighters to be that cool in the moment because, like Joe's saying, there's emotion. And you ever been like, I remember I used to always say this: if I ever get hit by a car, I'm gonna lay on the floor. I'm gonna act like this. I'm gonna get paid. When I actually got hit by a car, the first thing I did was jump up and check myself. I didn't, I'm telling you, ever since I was a kid, since I was like 12, I always said that. Yo, if I ever get hit by a car, I'm falling out like, oh, my neck, my back, oh my God, get the ambulance. When it actually happened, though, I didn't even think. I just reacted. I just got up. I'm checking myself. Can I walk? Can I move? Like, am I done? And I was good. And then they still take you to the hospital. But on the ride there, I'm like, man, I should have just laid out. But that wasn't in my mind in the moment. I say all that to say you can sit there and judge it, but you won't really know what you would do until you're in that moment. You can be premeditated, like, oh, if I ever lost a fight, I would be the perfect gentleman. No, you
wouldn't.
You don't know how you would be. You don't know what you would do. The fighters, especially for a fight where you had pushback 8 different times, 5 different venues, you had training camp for like damn near a year. You've been inactive. You just became that dude from beating Vasily Lomachenko. You gathered all the belts, and you had it all taken away from you in a close fight.
You ain't
you
lying.
feel like there was shady business based on the way the fight was announced. That's why I say you got to give grace periods to these fighters. You got to allow them the chance to go home and actually watch the fight. How about that? Just give them the benefit you had at the time when you watched them give the post-fight press conference. How about that at least? Can we at least agree on that? You got to actually sit at home and watch the fight and eat popcorn and drink whatever you want to drink, right? And you had that benefit at the time that Teofimo Lopez gave his comments at the post-fight press conference. Give Teofimo Lopez that benefit. Perhaps at that point in time, after he watches the fight over again, he'll realize he didn't win 10 rounds.
I beat that boy.
Yeah. maybe he felt like he won 10 rounds, right? But perhaps when he gets in front of his screen, right, his big screen at home, and he sees it clearly that Kambosos was putting some level on him, perhaps he'll understand why it was a closer fight. But give him the benefit of the doubt. Reminds me of the great poet, philosopher who changed his name. I'm just saying how I feel, man. I ain't one of the Cosbys. I ain't go to hell, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just sometimes you just say something, man, and it's not there. That's why we calling him the great T.O. West.
He's just human. He's just human, man. Let us know. Nah, for real. It's just human, man. It's hilarious, man. It really is. I was just thinking about on my childhood, man. I done lost fights and still wanted to continue fighting. Let us know how you feel in the comment section.
And salute to Cambosis too, briefly, because he didn't make nothing of it. So,
Exactly. He knew what it was. He's a real
He
fucking
was emotional at the moment. He's like, yeah, a bit emotional.
Shout out to him, definitely. Let us know how you feel in the comment section. Please like and subscribe. Check us out on Instagram and Twitter. And please check out our podcast on all major streaming services. And guess what? The Brothers EP out now. So check that out. Boxing Bros.